Hello everyone, welcome back to our super creative DIY channel. Today, we're going to explore a very familiar kitchen ingredient that has countless surprising uses. It's salt. Have you ever used salt to fix electronic devices? It's all super easy and super cost effective. Are you ready? Grab a jar of salt and let's get started right away. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss out on our next cool tips. Once the salt is roasted, I'm going to grind it down until it's nice and fine. I'm going to use a mortar and pestle to crush it. I'll keep grinding carefully until the texture is really smooth and fine. After grinding, I need to sift the salt one more time to make sure there are no large grains left. I only want to keep the fine powder. After grinding the salt, I will pour it into a fine mesh strainer. I gently shake and lightly tap the sides of the strainer to let the small, fine salt particles fall through, while the larger grains remain on top. This process helps to completely separate the fine powder and remove any salt that hasn't been ground properly, ensuring a smooth and even final product. I will patiently sift until only the perfectly fine salt remains, ready for the next step. Next, I'm going to mix the fine salt with some crushed charcoal to create a powerful cleaning blend. Same as the salt, I'm going to crush the charcoal into a super fine powder. This way, they'll blend perfectly together for the best result. Now it's time to mix the charcoal powder with the salt. I'll stir them together until they're completely combined into a smooth, even mixture. Please watch the video until the end, and let me know which method you like most. I look forward to hearing from you. I'll set the mixture aside for now and get ready for the next step. So, my trusty alarm clock's been out of commission. Turns out the battery is completely dead, and it's just sitting there collecting dust. This clock isn't working because its battery is dead. Now, I'm going to test it with a new battery. Everything is working normally now. Now, I am going to check their voltage. The voltage is 1.5 volts. This is a normal battery. Now, I am going to measure the voltage of these dead batteries. They have absolutely no voltage. While I could simply replace them with new ones, as someone passionate about battery restoration, I'm going to revive these dead batteries and turn them into new ones. Clock's batteries are usually not designed to be recharged or restored. However, in some cases, you can try a few methods to check or extend the battery's lifespan. First, I need to take apart the components of this battery. Using a pair of pliers, I carefully peel away the outer casing of the battery. This is a first step to uncovering its inner structure, which holds the key to bringing it back to life. It's a bit like performing surgery. Precise, focused, and oddly satisfying. Next up is a positive terminal. This is a small, raised end of the battery that we often see, and it's where the electrical current flows out. Carefully removing this part will give us access to the internal materials that play a crucial role in the battery's function. This is the battery core, the heart of the entire cell. It contains essential chemical components that generate electricity. By accessing this part, we can begin the process of reactivating or restoring the battery's original power. If you look inside this battery, you'll find some black powder. It's actually very similar to the powder I made earlier. And that's exactly what I'm going to replace today. Now it's time to carefully remove the inside of the battery so I can clean it and get it ready for the new powder. The black powder inside the battery is actually a mix of activated carbon and other electrochemical materials. Its main function is to conduct electricity and support the chemical reactions between the positive and negative terminals, which is how the battery generates power for electronic devices. The black powder inside a battery is typically a mix of activated carbon and specialized electrochemical materials manufactured for high conductivity and efficient chemical reactions. Once I completely remove the old material, it's time to carefully add in the powder I've made. Homemade charcoal powder, crushed charcoal mixed with salt, cannot fully match the performance of the original battery material. However, it can temporarily restore conductivity for small experiments or simple devices. Keep in mind that its durability and efficiency will be much lower than the original battery powder. The homemade powder is great for DIY projects, experiments, or temporary fixes, but cannot fully replace the quality and reliability of the factory-made battery materials. Now I'll grab a syringe and gently add a few drops of water right here to help activate the powder. I'm just using regular drinking water here. Nothing fancy. Simple, but it works. Alright, now it's time to carefully put the battery core back in place. Now that I put the battery core back in, I'll carefully put all the pieces back together, making sure everything fits snugly and lines up just right. please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel to watch more interesting videos. Your support is our biggest motivation to make better videos. I'll close the battery tightly so there are no gaps left. Now, I'm going to use some heat shrink tubing to hold all the parts together and keep them firmly in place. Next, I'll use a lighter, or you can use a heat gun if available, to gently heat the tubing so it shrinks tightly and holds everything securely. And just like that, the battery is fully reassembled and ready for the real test. I prepared a 9-volt charger to give the battery a voltage boost. The charger I'm using is just 2 wires, one red and one black. I'll carefully press them against the positive and negative terminals of the battery to give it a quick voltage boost. It's a simple setup, but if done right, it might just bring the battery back to life. Now I'm going to check which end of the battery is the positive terminal and which one is the negative. It's important to get this right because reversing the polarity could damage the battery or the charger. I'm going to connect the black wire to the negative terminal of the battery and use some tape to hold it in place. Securing it like this will free up my hands and make the whole process much easier and safer to manage while I continue working. I'll use a red wire to gently tap against the positive terminal of the battery. I'll keep tapping little by little while carefully feeling the battery with my hand. The key is to stop when the battery starts to feel slightly warm. That's a good sign that I've given it just enough energy without overheating it. After giving the battery a few careful taps and feeling that slight warmth, I'll stop the charging process. Now it's time to check if the voltage has improved. I'll grab the multimeter and measure the battery again to see if there's any sign of life. If the voltage has gone up even just a little, that means the battery has responded and the revival is working. I've just checked the battery, and the multimeter now reads 1.5 volts. It's a great result. From 0 to 1.5 volts. It's like bringing something back from the dead. After inserting the restored battery into the alarm clock, I carefully close the battery compartment. A moment later, I can see the clock starts working again. This confirms that the battery is functional and the alarm clock is running properly. Although this is just a temporary solution, it proves that the DIY method can bring a dead battery back to life for simple devices like this. I tried putting them into the computer mouse, and it works perfectly too. No more lagging or sudden power loss. It's amazing how, with just a little effort, these seemingly dead batteries have been brought back to life. Great results. Do you like this idea? Thanks for watching the video. Goodbye and see you in the next video.